Ethernet LANs. In this video, I'm going to talk about again Ethernet LANs. You know that in previous video, we talked about many things about the Ethernet LAN fundamentals, and also we learned about the twisted pair cables. In this video, first I'm going to talk again the twisted pair cable, but with another view, and I'm going to give you another categorization about the twisted pairs cable. You know that we have the twisted pair cables in different categories. For example, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, until we reach, for example, to Cat 8. And we learn about these categories and the differences about the speeds of these different categories of the Ethernet LAN cables. But we have another category about the twisted pairs cables, and that is related to the isolation or insulation about the noise. Okay, you know that we have the noise in the environment, and if the noise can enter to your for example twisted pair link, some of the traffic can be, some of the data can be corrupted. Because of that, we need to protect our links, our twisted pair media about the from the noise. Okay, because of that, we have different type of the twisted pair cables. For example, we have UTP. I will talk about the UTP, I will explain it. And then STP. Okay, look at here. This is another category than the Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, or for example to Cat 8. For example, we have Cat 5 of the UTP and also Cat 5 of the STP. This means that we have two type of Cat 5 of UTP, STP, or for example FTP. Because of this is another categorization about the twisted pairs. First, we need to understand the UTP. UTP is the abbreviation of the unshielded twisted pair. This is the twisted pair. You learn about this. And now, as you can see here, we don't have any shield. What is the shield? You know that we have a metal in the for example some links, when we are using this metal for protection about the noise. Look at here, this is the metal shield. As you can see here, in UTP we don't have this metal shield, and in the STP we have this metal shield. Look at here, STP means shielded twisted pairs, and here we have a shield. Because you have shields, and shields material is from the metal, the noise cannot enter, okay, or can and should degrade when entering these two links. Because of that, when you are using the metal, you have more resistant for example twisted pair link, and but it has more cost. Okay, UTP and also STP. UTP is the abbreviation of unshielded twisted pair, okay, and STP is the abbreviation of the shielded twisted pairs. Both of them are the types of twisted pair cables which act as a transmission medium and imparts reliable connectivity of electronic equipment such as switch, routers, or some devices. The basic differences between the UTP and STP is a shield. You know that in the UTP, okay, we have a cable and for example wires that are twisted together, as you can see here, to reduce noise and also crosstalk. On the STP, okay, we have again this twisted pair with the shield or metal shield, or in some cases with a foil that guards the cable against electromagnetic interference, or EMI, or also RFI. Because of that, this is the UTP, this is the STP. Let me to compare these two type of links, these two type of the twisted pairs. First, about the UTP. You know that in UTP we don't have shield, you know it, and in STP we have shield, or in some cases foil. If you use foil, we call it FTP, means foiled twisted pair. Okay, and let me to compare them. About the noise and crosstalk generation, this is high comparatively about this, and this is less susceptible to noise and crosstalk. Okay, about the grounding cable, we don't need to ground this cable, not required, but this is necessary required. It is not important for us to know about the detail of grounding, but because we have a metal, we need to ground these cables. This means that the installation of these links a little harder, but it gives us more protection about the EMI. About ease of handling, okay, this is easily, the UTP easily installed as cables are smaller, lighter, and also flexible. But the STP installation is a little harder. Installation of cable is difficult comparatively, you know it, okay? About the cost. The UTP is cheaper and does not require much maintenance, but this is moderately expensive, the STP. After that, about the data rate, this is slow comparatively with the UTP, with the STP, and this is provide high data rates in STP. But let me to give one final explanation about the UTP and STP. UTP and STP, okay, can be used in the Ethernet LANs. When you are using UTP, in almost most cases, okay, in almost cases, you are using the UTP inside of your room, okay. For example, inside the room, we are using UTP or inside of or Soho, a small office, home office. But we are using STP when we are connecting, for example, two switches together, or in some cases that we have electromagnetic more than another places, or maybe radio frequency waves more than another places. Because of that, we can use both of them. STP has STP's installation a little is harder, and also it needs more cost, because here we have metal, and metal it has cost for us, okay. And after that, here we have another different type of twisted pair cables. This is beyond of our course, but I'm going to show you only these types of the twisted pairs for better understanding about the facts that we are experiencing in the market. Look at here, this is the SFTP. What is the SFTP? Look at here. As you can see here, we have a shield. This is the shield, and here also we have a foil. Both of them are metal, and this means that we have shield and foil, shielded foil twisted pairs, and this gives us the highest amount of protection about the noise, but it has more cost than other for example, cables, and also the installation is more or is harder, okay. Overall braid screen S, and then element foil screens, this is the F. Then FUTP. FUTP means we have only the foil, not a shield. Look at here we don't have shield. And SFUTP, here you can see again we have shield and foil, but as you can see, this foil is around all of the links, not each for example pair. Another type of the for example protection. And here we have UUTP or briefly UTP. We don't have any metal, okay. Because of that, now we can better understand the different categories about the twisted pairs. And now in about the, for example, protection of the noise. In the previous part, we learned about the different category of the speed, for example, but now we learn about different category of the for example, isolation or insulation about the EMI, electromagnetic interference, or RFI, radio frequency interference. All right, now we can talk about again the Ethernet twisted pair cables, and in this scenario we can again understand another important notation information about the Ethernet cables. You know that in one LAN, okay, we have some switches, for example, switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3. And in most cases, we are connecting switches to the PCs with twisted pair cables, different type of twisted pair cable, and with different speed, for example. And also, in most cases, we are using the fiber links between the switches. Look at here. Here we have a Cisco switch. I'm not going to talk about the detail of the switch. You will learn about it in this course. But now, let me to only review this switch. In this switch, as you can see, we have some RJ45 port, as you can see in the front panel. This is the RJ45, means register jack with the number of 45. This is registered 45. The jack, and we can connect the twisted pair cables to these ports. Assume that this is the twisted pair cable.
the type of twisted pair cable is not important. It can be Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5, or STP, UTP, SFTP, or some other things. Because of that, here it's not important that you are connecting which type of twisted pair cables to this RJ45 for example slots. You know that this is a female slot, and we need a connector for connecting our twisted pair cables to the switch. For example, we are using RJ45 male connectors, and after that we can connect this for example interface, this cable to the for example these ports or these slots. You will learn about them. Now I'm going only to review some of the topics about the switch. This is a switch with some RJ45 slot, and here as you can see we have some empty slots, 4 empty slots in this switch. This is only one type of switch. We have some switch with more than this empty slots, or for example less than this. Okay, here this is another picture. In these slots we are using some converters or some transceivers for connecting the fiber to the switch. For example, this is a fiber link. Okay, fiber link has 2 wire or has 2 for example link, and both of them are creating one for example link, and after that we need a converter. This is a converter, we call it SFE. I will talk about that in future, but for